This place is so beautiful.
Welcome to the Sacred Valley of Peru. In this video, we're taking you on an unforgettable journey through one of the most breathtaking regions of the world. We hired a private taxi to dive deep into the area where we will be exploring the charming town of Chinchero, marvel at the intricate salt flats, and delve into the mysterious circular terraces of Moray. And that's not all. We'll be spending the night at the historic town of Ollantaytambo, where we'll embark on an exhilarating Via Ferrata climb and discover some lesser-known ruins. Join us as we uncover the hidden gems and rich history of the Sacred Valley.
So there's a few ways to get to the Sacred Valley. One of the ways is you could take a bus to the endpoint, but they don't stop, and so alternatively, you can book tours. However, they can be a little more expensive. So we went with the private taxi, and we picked out locations that we wanted to stop at, and our last location will take us further into the Sacred Valley.
Our first stop is in the town of Chinchero, which is a traditional Inca town, and it's known for its textiles, beauty, and history. So we are going to explore the town.
One of the things we learned so far is they believe that this place was the birth of the rainbow. And one of the cool things about exploring the Inca ruins is just being able to see like the texture and depth of like how the walls and they constructed the different buildings. The pattern work in the rocks are really impressive considering it was 1200 to 1500 AD. It's honestly just really fascinating being able to explore Inca ruins.
This place is so much bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was just like a small city center, but we just found where there's all these terraces and there's so much more. So let's keep on going.
One of my favorite things about the stop so far is after a quarter mile of walking through the Inca ruins, you're greeted with this gorgeous view. And y'all know I'm a sucker for these type of landscapes, but wow, it's just stunning. But as incredible as this view is, we're now heading to our second location, which is probably going to be just as cool.
Surprise! Our taxi driver just pulled off at this lookout spot, so now we have a surprise spot, and I don't know what it's called, but it has a beautiful view of these mountains and the valley, and there's zip lining, so maybe, just kidding, we're not gonna go zip lining, but look at the view! We made it to the second stop, which is the salt flats of Moray, and it is huge. It's way bigger than I thought it was, and the drive here was so cool because you just like drive into the Andes Mountains, and then the salt flats are in this valley, and there's a bunch of them. This place is kind of like surreal. They've been harvesting salt here for over 2,000 years, and like they're still harvesting salt here today. There's a spring in the Andes where all this water is coming from, and the salt's coming from the old salt lakes and the prehistoric salt lakes, and they funnel all the water down into these little ponds, and then the sun evaporates the water, leaving all these salt crystals, and then they collect them and harvest them, which is crazy, and it's really beautiful. Wow. We found the saltwater spring that feeds the ponds, and if this is the only spring that feeds all these ponds, my mind is blown. It's just crazy. And it's really cool because like on the sides of like the spring, you can see like little salt crystals on like the banks of like the little creek. So you can see how the spring, it goes under like this like little tunnel, and then it breaks away into these different channels that lead to all the different ponds. I'm guessing this is the only spring that feeds all these ponds. Wild.
Someone walked up next to me and they were just like, wow. And I think that encapsulates how I feel right now. But to find out it's like renewable and like different salt pools, it's kind of mind-blowing. All of those are bags of salt.
Something else that's fun is that a lot of times you'll see products that are like made with this salt. So I'm gonna see if our potato chips say made with Moray salt.
We just arrived at our third destination, Moray, and let me tell you, driving in Peru is incredible. The scenery in the Sacred Valley, It's just so
breathtaking. There's mountains everywhere, the road's curvy. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So this is one of the most famous Inca ruins, and they're circular terraces that were probably used for like experimental farming. And it is crazy like how big it is and how deep it goes. It goes 490 feet from the top terrace down to the bottom terrace.
you're actually able to walk all the way down. You can get closer over there and it loops you back. It's over there.
It said that from like the top of the terrace to the bottom of the terrace, there's a 15 degrees difference, which is pretty big for just like being in the same area and having that big of a difference.
You gotta give the Incas some credit. This was a pretty genius idea for figuring it out, especially just for an experiment. I like how well put together these are. We're in like a little valley or cove, which is kind of incredible.
Those were the first two sets of terraces, and it's just an easy little loop trail around both of them. And now we're about to go see our third set of terraces. All right, Brandon, thoughts on terrace number 3?
It's my favorite. Look at that view. I'm supposed to be looking at the terrace, but my eyes are on the mountain.
These Incas did some wild stuff in their days. But now we're gonna go to our fourth stop, which is where we're actually staying for a few days, but we're gonna take tomorrow and tonight to explore and try and see it all. Our home for the next few days in the Sacred Valley.
The taxi dropped us off because there's a road closure, so then we had to walk over a bridge and then carry all of our stuff across town a little bit.
We are in the town of Ollantaytambo, and we are going to explore some more ruins, and I hear that these are even bigger than the ones that we've gone to today. So let's go check out some more ruins. Confirmed, this place is huge, and then there's even more ruins on this mountain that's not even part of this site. The Sacred Valley's crazy, man.
So we just started the full circuit and it just started to rain. So we're gonna power through. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. I'm not really equipped to handle a bunch of rain right now. Light sprinkles fine. We got a bunch of stairs ahead of us. So we were just coming up those steps. A gust of wind blew by, and I think like the dirt from right here just went over the ledge. It got all over my eyes. Gosh, that's painful.
This place is like unreal. They're just like buildings in the sides of cliffs, and it is so cool to be here, and the views are magnificent. But we still have more to go up. We can go even higher, and like we've come a long way.
This was definitely the most crowded we've seen the Inca ruins. Well, there's for good reasons, because these are cool. It is massive. It is honestly impressive how they're able to build a whole village and ecosystem in the side of the mountain, and the fact that we're on the ruins right now is just mind-blowing.
It just keeps going and going.
It is incredible, like all these stones are up here. That would have sucked carrying it from all the way down there to build everything. I don't know, it's just bizarre, because when you see them up close, you realize, wow, there's so many.
We just got kicked out of the ruins, and we didn't get to finish all of it. There's one part that we didn't get to, so hopefully before we leave, we'll go back and explore that section. But it was just awe-inspiring to be walking around these Inca ruins that are so old and so crazy. We're gonna go explore the town and get some food to eat before we call it a night. We found the party!
On the topic of food, I got a burrito bowl and Becky got taco salad. We're gonna load up a big bite. Right there. That's perfecto.
Let's house this man.
Today's gonna be a little adventurous for my taste, because we're going to the Via Ferrata, which is basically assisted rock climbing, and it's also in the same area where the famous sky pods are. So I'm gonna be super interested and a little uncomfortable going up, but I'm sure it's gonna be totally worth it.
Yeah, Brandon!
Whoa!
So fun.
Whew. How you doing?
Big step.
I was doing good until I looked down.
Why'd you do that?
It's hard not to.
This is so cool. I love this. This is my favorite thing.
Man, I'm getting good at this exchange. Oh, as I say that, I just missed. Big step.
I love it.
I like this spot. Ooh, pro stat, let's look at that. All right, calm down, Brandon. You're on the easy part. You got this. Grab, pull, reach, arm, rock, hook, 1, hook 2, grab ladder, go up. Whew. Just don't look down. Oops, I looked right down, oh gosh. Whew. Now make it pucker a little bit. 1. I'm gonna untangle myself now. A lot more scarier when you only have 1 hooked in, I'll tell you that much. Not even gonna lie, I'm a little proud of myself. I feel a lot better than I thought I was gonna be, and probably about like 1/4 of the way up so far. But this feels a lot of fun. Feeling good, feeling great.
I like this. It's like climbing a ladder.
You're doing great, babe.
This is so cool. I feel like a mountain climber, but I'm not.
Okay. Ow, definitely skinned my knee on a rock. Oh, hello, bar. Whew. Hook 1, hook 2. Oh gosh.
What?
You get up pretty quickly. You put your right hand in, you put your left hand in, shake it all about. Quick exchange.
Time for a water break. We're about to go over a suspension bridge.
I was wondering, where do we go up? I looked up, there was nothing. I gotta take this.
We can't see it yet.
Now the other foot on the wire.
Easier said than done.
You got it!
Okay, whoo. There's not, I don't feel like there's traction. I'm moving, I'm grooving, it's dipping. Oh gosh, oh my gosh.
That's it.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like a side shuffle.
Oh my god.
Stand up.
Stand up, yes!
Straight. Sit up straight.
Woo!
Arm.
Oh, yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Oh shit.
Relax. It's okay.
It's part of the bridge. Yay! Woohoo! Brandon, you didn't tell me about the view.
I was too nervous to look at the view.
This is so cool.
I feel like you did that way better than me.
You just gotta trust in the equipment.
You did so good.
I love this. That was so fun. The only problem was I wanted to look around, but I had to look at my feet the whole time.
Wait till you turn around now.
It did make my hands a little sweaty.
Look behind you.
Oh my gosh, this place is amazing. It's so beautiful.
That's incredible.
I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, it's just a nice little hike. Wow.
Are you feeling cold?
No, I feel great. I feel like this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun.
I know.
I thought I'd be more scared, but you don't really see how high you are until you like stop and look. And even then I'm like, I'm attached.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool. Yay!
Okay, that's it. Did you hold orange ropes?
Yep.
Look to him before we go.
10 out of 10. That was an amazing experience. I didn't realize how like secure I would feel when I'm actually on there, because once we started going up, it just felt like a ladder that was like more secure and stable. It was just a lot of fun. Got the adrenaline pumping. I did get a little nervous when I would look down. That was pretty spooky once you realize there was a disconnect from my body on the ladder being secure and my brain looking down. Bizarre.
It was a ton of fun. I think my favorite part was actually doing the Via Ferrata, like climbing up myself. The zip line was really awesome though. We got to do 6 different zip lines, and it was just fun to zoom down and like look around and be like, dang, this is incredible. But they are so nice here. We have a snack that they gave us. They're driving us back to where we came from. 10 out of 10 like Brandon said. I think I found a lunch spot with a really good view.
Now that I caught my breath, to give you an idea, yesterday we were over there at that Inca ruins, and today we went on the other side because it looked equally awesome. And as Becky mentioned, we're gonna eat lunch here.
That lunch was very good. That dried fruit mix, mwah. I'll be talking about it all day. I had potatoes, bananas, apples, little chocolate bites in there too, like chocolate covered raisins. Oof, I'm a dried fruit kind of gal. This is insane. Just like the architecture, and when you look out the windows, like you get a whole view of the city from up here. It's hard to put into words how it feels to be walking around these ruins. So cool.
And it's crazy to see how diverse they built these different buildings, because the ones we saw yesterday were like larger rocks. It was kind of flat. Now this is more rugged. There's little rocks in between. And I want to touch it, but the sign on the other Inca ruins said not to touch them, so I won't, to preserve them. But come on, this is pretty cool. So we tried to look up some information about these ruins and couldn't find any, but there is 3 rows that are pretty much almost all identical, and it just makes me really curious on what this building was.
I know, what was it used for? How many times did they go up and down the mountain? It's a steep walk.
How long did it take to build?
How long did they live in there for?
Good question.
What did they do in there?
Was this a living quarter or was it a military point?
I don't know, you got some good views for the military point.
True.
This has happened at multiple ruins where I'm just like blown away by how big it is. Like it doesn't seem like it's gonna be like that big, and then you come and you're like, oh, here's another spot. Oh, there's another one. Whoa, look at that. And like just like this, like we come across another room and it just is like, it keeps going, and there's even more below, and you're just like, does it ever end? So we are at the Pinkuylluna Ruins, and this is a free site that you can visit, which is pretty like amazing, because it's like no one's here. Like there are people here, but it's not like the other ruins. And the other ruins that we went to yesterday, you have to get a ticket, and it's 70 souls per person, and it lets you go to the 4 most famous Sacred Valley ruins for 2 days. But this one is just free, and it's huge. Like it's really big, and honestly it feels kind of like a jungle gym, in a sense of like you can kind of go wherever you want with it and like look at all these different things, where the other one is very like this way, this way, this way. Honestly, really cool spot. I'm glad that we're here for a few days to explore some more.
But what would be really cool is if we went back to
other ruins, and we're back again because they kicked us out last time and we did not get to explore a section of the ruins. So here we go, and I'm once again blown away by the size. It just keeps like more and more things just keep showing up, and we keep exploring more and more places. It's like a never-ending ruin scavenger hunt.
No.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I heard a little bit of echo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow. Alright, I don't know.
So I don't know exactly if we're doing this right, but we saw yesterday people like in the little like windows talking to each other, and we tried it. I could hear him, but I can never tell if it's like from the tunnel or just like I can hear him from a distance. but it's still fun, and it like sounds like an echo.
This one is the ceremonial fountains. I know that because there's a sign.
Call me a silly goose, but I had no idea how many cactuses there would be in the Sacred Valley. They're all over the place, and a bunch of other cool plants.
So for this Inca ruins, we saw two new things. One was like a paved path that had a little bit of a gate with, well, it had a lot of like small stones in there that made up the gate. Super cool and intricate to see up close. And then it's our first roof that we've seen. Now, they could have been rebuilt, we don't know, but we like to think that's probably close to like what they had anyway. But yeah, pretty cool.
It's just like seems different because this one has a roof on it and like all the other ones don't. So it's pretty neat. We just found the last place to explore, which is like all these aqueducts and these giant rocks that they use that are like perfectly square. It's just crazy. I'm really glad that we came back today to see this because a lot of it's just like completely different than what we saw on the other side. We had a phenomenal 2 days in this Sacred Valley, and I'm excited we get a little more time to explore here. But we're gonna end the video here, and if you're still watching, comment what was your favorite site that we went to in this video, and we'll see you in Machu Picchu.
Spoiler, bye. We just want to quickly interrupt because we're on an 11-mile hike right now, and look at this view from the peak.
It's so beautiful. And we're at a sun temple, which is pretty crazy that it's like up here, so high in the mountains. It's crazy.
And we just wanted to share the view, and that's it. All right, bye.